Watch out.
Wanna get those? Yeah.
Got him.
Hey. Got it. Oh, cosmic clones.
Oh, they're so creepy.
They're everywhere.
Yo. Check out my new hat, bros.
Sorry, did you say something?
No.
Oh.
Jump. Hello? New hat here? Wow. I can't compete with Super Mario Galaxy 2. I give up, bros. Jump. I said I give up, bros.
Oh, look at this.
Yes! Welcome to Nintendo Week. I'm Gary.
And I'm Allison.
This week we'll talk to Alex Noisy at Gaijin Games about the new game BIT.TRIP Runner, which is available today.
Then we'll get into Looksleys lineup for the DSiWare service.
Aram Jabari from Atlas will talk with us about the new game Trauma Team for the Wii console and give us a sneak peek.
And of course, we'll be playing Super Mario Galaxy 2 and checking out some of the new features of the game.
That's a whole lot of show. We better get started.
We got a chance to play the game BIT.TRIP Runner at Game Developers Conference in March before it was released. And now the game is finally available on the WiiWare service.
Let's check in with our friend Alex Noisy at Gaijin Games.
Hey, Alex.
Hi, how you doing?
We're doing great. So BIT.TRIP Runner is out today. You must be excited.
I'm very excited. I can't wait to get my hands on it at home and play through the whole thing.
Now, we've already had a chance to play it, but for those who haven't, what do you want to tell them about the game?
Wow, Gary, I don't know where to start. BIT.TRIP Runner is the fourth game in the BIT.TRIP series for the WiiWare service, and it's the first game where you get to control Commander Video as he runs and jumps and slides and kung fu kicks, and sometimes you'll be facing off against gigantic robotic bosses. The game is what we like to consider a rhythm music platformer. So people who are familiar with platforming games will really get a kick out of this new spin on it.
So Alex, do you realize this is your third time on Nintendo Week?
Yeah, it's almost like you're trying to take our jobs. I mean, we know you wouldn't.
Yeah, never.
They're onto us, bro.
Want to change the way you look at video games? Then try Looksleys lineup for the DSiWare service.
It's a reality-warping 3D puzzle game unlike any other.
Using the Nintendo DSi XL system's built-in camera, the game recognizes your face.
Then, you move your Nintendo DSi system to reveal hidden objects and other items on the screen. In this level, I have to look around and line things up on the screen to reveal some craftily hidden letters.
From one point of view, nothing.
Let's see. No, that's not it. There it is.
Wow, who would have thought that by lining up that with that, you make the letter E?
Me. I would have thought.
Right. The puzzles in Looksleys lineup only get more mind-bending from here.
Take a look.
Take a look? Gary, really?
I don't see what your problem is, Allison. What?
Does he know I'm here?
Yes.
Is everything prepared?
Yes, he's ready to go as soon as you arrive.
We're here with Aram Jabari of Atlas, the developers of Trauma Team. Aram, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So Trauma Team is the fifth game in the Trauma Center series. Tell us a little about the series.
Well, there's been 4 games previously, 2 on DS, 2 on Wii, and one of them even launched with Wii. So it's a series that has always been on a Nintendo platform, and it's always been about putting you in the operating room saving lives.
And how is Trauma Team different from the previous games?
Well, whereas the other games always put you behind the surgeon's mask, Trauma Team puts you in a living, breathing hospital. So you are now taking the role of 6 different skilled master physicians, and each one has their own medical specialty.
And tell us about those characters and their specialties.
When the designers went to the drawing board, they wanted to create types of medicine that were exciting and engaging and took full advantage of the Wii's unique motion controls. So you have things like endoscopy, where you're actually pinching together two buttons on the Wii remote and pushing it towards the screen. Or an all-new adventure-style mode, Diagnosis, which is very much like your favorite TV primetime show, investigating medical mysteries and trying to find out what's ailing people.
How does the gameplay change from specialty to specialty?
Well, variety is the spice of life, and you jump from the EMT, which is fast-paced, racing from one emergency to another, to going into the lab with the forensic examiner, where you are focusing on solving crimes and mysteries and getting to the bottom of what happened in the past.
It seems like there's a lot of story in Trauma Team. Tell us about it.
There's 6 different storylines that kind of go in their own path with the 6 specialists, and each one you'll find interplay between the doctors, and they each have their own backstories. As everything culminates, you arrive at a 7th chapter that you unlock at the end, and the story comes together in a crisis that calls for all 6 of the doctors to come together to save the day and save a lot of lives. So it's an exciting, drama, action-packed story that really comes together and gives you that satisfying conclusion.
Sounds great. Can we check it out?
Absolutely.
Great.
So here we are in an operation. We've got 2 patients, as you can see at the top. And one of the things that Trauma Team actually does now is throughout the operation, especially if you're starting out in the intern difficulty, it gives you some advice. So we can see that the hemorrhaging here is pretty bad. We're going to want to grab some of our gauze from over here and dab some of this up. So very simply, the EMT mode is all about fast movement. Maria's equipment is limited. She has just the ability to stabilize the patient. And here we're going to do that by injecting the green serum into the patient. You can see their vitals increase. EMT mode is all about making sure you keep track of everyone. You don't want to fall behind, and most of all, you want to make sure you don't forget someone. So the patient seems to be flatlining, and we're going to have to go into direct chest compressions. So this is where Wii motion control comes into play. We're actually moving our hands in time with the beat. And there we go. We've stabilized the patient. We've brought a pulse back. There we go. They're stabilized, so we can actually take them off of our queue and focus on the final patient.
Nice work.
And let's jump into diagnosis. So here we play as Gabriel Cunningham, and here we can see the patient's pulse, and that's a normal pulse. And the patient's pulse is much faster, so that is an abnormality. We'll identify that, and it'll be recorded in our computer. Let's go ahead and also look at the patient's breathing. So this is the patient's breathing. And again, we can see that it's significantly faster than a normal sound. And a lot of diagnosis is looking at what the patient's readings are and comparing them to what they should be. So it's exactly what you'd expect it to be. It's incredibly intuitive, but because of the stories and the characters are so well written, it's incredibly fun too.
Yes, Doctor.
There's no time limit and there's no vitals. This is as much of a departure as any of the modes in Trauma Team from the Trauma Center games, and what it really means is that you have to be a thinker and an analyzer. That's Trauma Team.
Great. Well, the game looks awesome. Thanks so much for being here, Aram.
Thank you for having me.
It comes out May 18th. Now, Aram, I know that you're not a real doctor, but my arm hurts when I do this.
Well, maybe don't do that.
He's good.